Hello, everybody. I think it's recording now. There was a little pause there for a second. My name is Jenny. I'm on the hCG diet, round 3 within this calendar year, um, but starting higher on than I did on rounds 1 or 2. Hmm. So that's called epic fail between 2 and 3. Um, Sometimes when I really think of those numbers, it gets me down to think that I am just now at the weight after 17 days of where I normally think I really need to do hCG again because I have lost control of my dieting and eating. I was really bad. I was really bad. I hope this is a lesson for myself. Nevertheless, here we go. Let's talk numbers. We're on day 17. And I got on the scale today and I lost 1.1 pounds. Yeah, I did. Uh huh. Uh huh. Total loss of 8.1. Forgot to write my numbers down. Um, So it said 164.8. So I am 5 pounds away from getting into the 150s. I am 10 pounds away from where I wanted to be 2 weeks from now. I don't think I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. I know I'm not going to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. But if I can get myself close to it, not just into the 150s, but close to that 155, it will really make me feel better. When I look at numbers on the scale and where I am and all that, and like look at some of the pictures on the videos because I don't really go back and watch the videos that I post, so I apologize if they're horrible. Um, but it's just kind of this is a self-motivating thing for me to keep me accountable to myself, and if anybody else can benefit from it, then wonderful. But I notice just how full my face is. Okay, we could say fat. I chose the word full today. But I just look so much chunkier. I have kind of a big round face to begin with. I've always had a big. I remember being a kid and thinking, "Oh, I can't wait till I get older, where everyone has these like chisels and all that. My face is like all puffy. My cheeks are so big." And that's when I was a beanpole. I was skinny when I was in high school. No, it's just not going to happen. I need to get cheek implants or some sort of surgery, and that ain't going to happen. So, um, I have a bigger face to begin with. But I yesterday clicked on something. I was trying to find uh, some tags to put in the video to kind of do a shortcut to hurry up and just post something. And I was back looking, a video was there and then it was running. And I was just looking at myself going, huh, I look really good in the video. When was that? And it was round 2 that I was on. And it was like about this way through round 2. And I'm like, maybe it's because I had a tan. Because let's face it, a tan makes us look thinner. It does. And I've always said I look way better with a tan. And so I'm like, well, those were more the tanning-ish months. Round 1 was really in the tanning months, but round 2 was, kind of on the end of it. I'm like, maybe that's what it was. And that's why I decided to go look and see where I was on day 17 on round 2 last time. And I was 149. 15 pounds lighter than I am right now, midway through, well, 3/4 of the way through my round 3. Then again, or thus again, reinforcing the fact that I really let myself go this time, and that needs to not happen again. For like 2-3 weeks, I just kept saying, well, I'll do hCG in January, and the family's here, and like I fell off the wagon anyway. But I really didn't have a sense of how significantly I had. And when I started dieting, I thought it would just kind of slush right off again, and it didn't. It's been a slow progress all the way from the beginning this round. So I think this is my wake up that I can't play around with this anymore. I mean, yo-yo dieting is not good for anybody. Let's face it. It's not good for your metabolism. It's not good for your body. It's not good for anything. I know that. I don't need to be told that. I know that. Walk around with me all day. If I was a multimillionaire, I'd have somebody who walked around with me all day. Well, no, they would have locks on everything in the refrigerator and pantry, and they would prepare all my meals for me. And then I'd have my personal trainer as well. But you know what? That's not my reality. My husband's a school teacher and I'm a teacher as well. So, mhm. No private chef, no personal trainer. Just be trained, which is why I do this video channel to try to encourage myself. So, what did I have yesterday to help me lose 1.1 pounds? Well, I had the Panera success. I'm so excited to share. The first time I did what I said I was going to do. I walked into Panera. I saw the plethora of amazing choices. I mean, let's face it, the name of the place is not Panera, it's Panera Bread. It's called Panera Bread. You're supposed to have a sandwich when you go there. And if you don't, you're supposed to have a baguette of bread with you. And if you have a bowl of soup, it's supposed to be in a bread bowl. I mean, it's Panera Bread. I was very good. I walked up to that counter and I said, "Do you have the 10 vegetable soup?" They did. I like, "I will try the 10 vegetable soup." And I got the potato chips as my side. As soon as I got them, I stuck them in my purse to take them home, and my son took them to, well, he should have. I don't know. He packs his own lunches in the morning, and they're horrendous. I have to address him at some point. He's a carb addict just like me. But the chips probably should have motivated him, and I left them out. I didn't stick them in the pantry. I left them out so he would take them because I want them out of the house. I mean, I would love to eat those kettle chips. Now, mind you, the gal who I met there was sitting across from me, and she had a salad. She had a large salad, and she had the baguette, and she didn't eat it. Bless her heart. I don't know how she did it. And she said she's doing no carbs also. Um, Basically, for this year. She's been trying not to do any carbs. And then I'm like, me too, which is why I got the chips and then I stuck them in my bag. Because I have to give them to my son, and I already told myself I'm giving them to my son so that it's like stealing from your own child if you then decide, oh, I'll eat him anyway. He doesn't need them, which is true. He doesn't need them, and he didn't even know I was bringing him home. But um, that kind of helped me put him aside. Out of sight, out of mind, too. That was out of sight, out of mind. Her baguette was directly in my eyesight for the whole meal. Luckily, I am couth enough to know I will not take somebody else's food or even ask to eat somebody else's food. Plus, I had told her I'm not eating. She didn't, thank God she didn't offer it to me because I would have said no. I'm pretty sure, I'm 90% sure I would have said no. I may have brought it home and gave it to my husband because sometimes when I'm on this diet and there's something I can't eat, it truly does bring me joy to give it to somebody in my family and have them eat it. Isn't that interesting? I just like, I think it's probably a combination of not wanting to waste, being raised in the whole, kids are starving in Africa and China, so you must eat everything on your plate philosophy and never throw food away. Mother being from the Depression, like this was just instilled in us my whole life. So, did I ever tell you the story about when I was in college? I was in college and I was with my best friend. We would sit in the dining hall and we would get there basically when the dining hall opened. This was back in the 80s, right? So you swiped to get in and you could stay for the entire meal and then that's it. And once you leave, you'd have to swipe to get in for another meal. Okay, you got in, all you can eat. Some colleges are still set up like this. University of Findlay, my daughter goes to, and hers is set up that same way. Although once you swipe in, you could stay there literally all day. They don't close it down. All right. Although my daughter's college at Chapman has the swipe in, and they do shut down in between meals. So that is like mine. That being said, she also has all these dollars that she can spend at Starbucks and Einstein Bagels and not Chipotle, but whatever the other one is that's like a Chipotle. They have one of those on campus. They have a lot of little restaurants on campus. Anyway, I digress. I'm just saying, life is better for college students than it was when I was in college. So my girlfriend and I were in two different majors, two different dorms, two different sets of roommates, but we were best friends. And so this was our time to get together. So we would meet for dinner in the dining hall at 4:30 and we would stay till like 8:30, maybe 7:30. maybe it was 7:30, I don't know. But basically almost till closing, until like we were done. So we would just graze. We kept going up and getting more food because we would always get our favorite booth where we could kind of spy and see where everyone is. We knew where the swimmers sat. We knew where the football players sat. We knew where our sorority sisters were. But we were always just sort of like, this is just us. And then we just sat there and chatted and caught up and had a good time for hours. So she says to me one day, Jenny, I don't understand you. Why are you still eating that? And it was like something on my plate. And I'm like, I took it. She's like, you just said minutes ago you were full and you didn't want anything else. And now you're continuing to eat it. And I'm like, because I don't know. I, that's how I was raised. Whatever I take, I have to eat. And she's like, that's crazy. It was the first time ever in my life somebody gave me permission to not finish my plate. Can you believe that's how ingrained it was in me? So I got a little bit better at it in terms of, okay, I'm not going to eat this, but then usually I'd be like, but I would like some granola in a bowl off of the salad bar and then eat granola. I don't want this anymore, but I'll have this. So I still ate way too much and gained, the freshman 15 during that time and the sophomore whatever. um, but the little voice is still there. So seeing that roll sitting there, I think that's part of why if I'm not eating it, giving to somebody else brings me pleasure. Maybe. And maybe it's just that I can't have it. So I'm almost vicariously living through them. When I see them enjoy it, it just brings me joy, I mean, isn't that our ultimate goal in life too? That you're not all completely selfish, that your joy is somebody else's joy. So the chips did that for me. My son was very happy when I told him there's a bag of chips because we basically don't buy potato chips in this house because Mama will eat the whole thing. So it's not something that is around. So he was happy to see that. Okay. A lot of chatting here today to basically say I was good. I ate the 10 vegetable soup, which was a good, fine soup. Listen, if you're on the diet, it's fine. I'm typically not a vegetable soup. I don't like soups in general. I normally would have gotten the turkey chili, but I knew from yesterday's video that the 10 vegetable soup was only 100 calories, with 15 of those calories from fat. Whereas the turkey chili, still a good choice on their menu compared to, the potato soups and the broccoli cheddar and, a lot of the other ones that were not good. The turkey chili was 310 calories with 100 of them coming from fat. So the numbers were staggering. It was like I could have 2 bowls of 10 vegetable soup and still be under what 1 bowl of turkey chili would have been. So I ate that. I didn't have the baguette. I came home later. I exercised. And then that evening, I felt like I needed to have something to eat. I thought in my brain, because I for the longest time had that 310 calories in my head, I've forgotten that it was only 100 calories. And I thought it was a 310 calorie meal. So I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit hungry. That makes sense because I didn't have my full 500 calories. So I went and got 3 sausage links, warmed them up and ate them. And they tasted like manna from heaven. It was so good. So I ate the 3 and then I was fine. And then it was almost time for bed. And I thought, gee, I would like another 3. Oh, let me take my drops. So I took my drops. That was it. Fell asleep shortly afterwards. So the scale this morning said minus another 1.1 pounds after a day of minus 1.7. So that is exciting to me. It's exciting to see that yesterday and today, the amount of weight overall that I'm losing on this diet is going back up again. Because, we had a little bit of a stall here, folks. We went from minus 6.9 pounds one day to the next day minus 6.5 as opposed to 6.9. Back up to minus 6.9, minus 6.2, not so good, minus 6.1, not so good, minus 5.3, not so good. And then, boom, yesterday I spiked back up to minus 7 pounds, and now today it's at minus 8.1 for overall weight loss on this diet. So I'm at 8 pounds lost, 17 days in. Again, on this diet, I almost always average about a half a pound a day, so that makes me happy. And I just want to say, I was right on the brink of doing the apple day. And had I done the apple day yesterday, it probably would have given me similar results. Maybe I wouldn't have lost 2.8, almost 3 pounds in 2 days. I think that the weight loss would have been less than that actually on my apple day because of the spike of insulin and sugar and kicking me out of ketosis. Um, but in my brain, I would have thought, oh, the apple day worked. So this is a lesson to sometimes just plug through. I went through 6 days, almost a whole week, 6 days of down, 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 up a little, down, 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 up a little, like, basically a stall because my weight is very fluctuating every day on the diet, off the diet, doesn't matter. So for those people whose bodies are always the same weight every day, I just am envious of you. But mine has never been that way. It's very volatile. So for me, that basically is equal to a stall, like a 6-day stall. And there's so much information out there about how to break a stall. I say stick with the plan. Stick with the plan and try to do the plan a little bit better than you were doing before. That is the only little tweak that I made in the past 2 days. I cut out more of the fat that I had been eating in the past. I was eating a lot less of the fat. That's it. I eliminated more of the fats. The numbers don't reflect the amount of fat that I took out. The numbers reflect the fact that my body was kind of taking some days to sort of figure out what was all happening, and now it's back on track. So I'm excited to see tomorrow. A little nervous, but excited to see the numbers tomorrow because I feel like I'm getting back on track. And it's motivating. So today it's vegetables and fish for me. The last time I had vegetables and fish, I don't know if I told you, I put a pat of butter on the fish when I was cooking it in the pan. I know, not great. But let me tell you, it just made those vegetables and fish taste like a gourmet meal. And I did lose 1.7 pounds that day. So I think that amount of butter compared to the amount of fat that was in the bacon that I was having in previous days was significantly less and low enough for me to still lose. So, successful Panera day. Now you know what to eat if you go to Panera. I would go back again. I'm really upset at Panera right now, quite frankly, because I had two $10 gift cards to use and they expired 2 days before. I bought two like $50 gift cards or something like that at Christmas time in December. Gave you a $10 card. And I'm like, oh, can I use it now? Oh, no, it's not good until January. It's not good till January. Fine. So I wait till January. I schedule a time in January to get together with a friend. I go in there. They're like, it expired 2 days ago. I'm like, I thought it was good for January. Only until January 21st. We literally had from the 1st to the 21st to get into Panera. But it wasn't like blatantly on the card or anything like that. It just said Panera $10 gift card. So, I mean, I'm sure it's in the fine print there, but very disappointed in Panera today. $20 they cost me. And my time. And my time, because I tried to like just send a customer service email saying, listen, you need to advertise this better with the details because that is wrong, especially to have no flexibility. You want to end it early because you don't want people coming in February, fine. But then give grace to those and say, well, it is still in January. Let the managers look like they're the good guys or something and say, I'll override it. You can use it. Customer service. A company that big like Panera, you'd think, would have had better customer service. If this would have been Chick-fil-A, they would have given me the $20 and then thrown in a free waffle fry saying, sorry for the inconvenience. That's how our companies run. That's why Chick-fil-A makes in 6 days more than McDonald's does in 7 days in a week because they do customer service better than anybody. Have you been in a Chick-fil-A recently? Better than anybody. I remember my first experience with it was when my son was just born. He's 16. So here we go. 16 years ago, I was in a mall and there was a Chick-fil-A there. I was fairly new to Chick-fil-A. Maybe they even were fairly new stores. I went and I had the double stroller and my daughter. So I had a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn with me. And I ordered the meal and I went and I'm like, well, we're going to sit right there. like the table that's as close as could be because, I have to take this tray and all that stuff. And the kid's name was Brian. I'll never forget because I meant to write something to Chick-fil-A and I never did. And I feel bad. And that store doesn't even exist anymore. In there. But the kid's name was Brian, and he said to me, "Can I carry this to your table for you?" And I looked at him like he had three heads. I'm a mom of three small kids. I got everybody from the car into the strollers and somehow walked with one holding my hand, pushing a double stroller, the bags, the diaper bag, everything along with the kids and maneuvered throughout the entire store doing all my shopping. Like, you do what you have to do. That was just my life. And for somebody to offer to help me was unbelievable. Nobody helps unless my husband's with me. Nobody's like, "Oh, I can see you have your hands full. Can I help you here? Can I do this for you?" And certainly no fast food place has ever offered to say, "Can I carry this tray to your table for you?" It touched me in a way that I almost cried. I was like, "Yes, yes, you can carry it." I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was going to do it. I was going to have to take my kids over there and leave them by themselves and keep my eye on them while I was walking over here to get the food and, try not to drop it as I'm taking the food to go back to them because I would never leave them without my eye being on them at all times. And I always pick the table that's closest I can get to so that they're not that far away from me. Chick-fil-A's a bomb. Sorry, Panera. Love the food at Panera, but you're going to have to step it up. Okay? I'm just chatting today. I think I'm in a good mood because I lost another 1 pound. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see what the numbers look like tomorrow. Hopefully we're continuing to go down. That's the plan. Bye, y'all.